Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and today we'll do a detailed comparison of the Moto E versus the Nokia X. So Moto E is the latest budget smartphone from Motorola, which was released few days back, and we'll today compare it with the Nokia X, which is Nokia's first attempt with the Android phones, and this was launched at the Mobile World Congress 2014 in Barcelona earlier this year. So we'll have a quick comparison of these two devices with respect to their performance, the camera, the battery life, the design, build quality, and a lot of other aspects. So let's first have a quick look at the specs. So first up we have this Motorola Moto E. So this is a beautiful phone which was released last week, and it comes with a 4.3-inch QHD display, and it has a dual core processor, the Snapdragon dual core processor, with 1 GB of RAM and 4 GB internal storage, which is expandable to 32 GB via micro SD card, and it also features a 5 megapixel rear camera. There's no flash included in this, and there's also no front facing camera. The speakers are mounted at the front, and it has a pretty good design as well. Now talking about the Nokia X, this is first phone running Android from Nokia, and it comes with a 4-inch display, the WVGA display, and it has again a dual core processor, but it has only 512 MB RAM. The internal storage is at 4 GB, and you can expand it via micro SD card. Both the devices support a dual SIM, and this comes with again a 3.15 megapixel camera. There's no flash included. Further, there is no front facing camera, very similar to the Moto E. So if you look at the specs, both the devices are pretty similar in specs except for the RAM. Both the devices have a similar spec. Now let's see how the performance is, the other aspects as well. So when you see the design and build quality, you can see that both the devices have really good build quality. Nokia has made the device excellent with the uniform thickness, very similar to what we have on the Asha phones, with a matte finish panel, which gives a really good feel to the device, and holding the device is also really good. The 4-inch display is optimal for one-handed use. And when coming to the Moto E, again we have a really brilliant build quality from Motorola, and it really feels premium. It has a really good back cover, matte finish back cover, and the front panel has a glossy finish, and overall the fit and finish of both the devices are really good, and it's class leading in this price range of around 7K. Now let's talk about the performance and the software aspect of both the devices. So Moto E comes with Android 4.4 KitKat, that is the latest version of Android, and it is optimized for 512 MB RAM devices. So with the 1 GB RAM and a dual core processor, the Moto E works really well, and you don't find any issues with the performance, and it really is fast, and there is no lag whatsoever when you use the device. So in that aspect, Moto E is really good, and it is one of the few devices in the price range of around 7K which comes with Android 4.4 out of the box, and Motorola has even promised that there will be latest Android updates available to this device going forward when Google releases that. So in the software aspect, you won't find any issues with this device, and it has all the apps you need, and you can also install from the Google Store. Now coming on to the Nokia X. Nokia X is Nokia's first attempt with an Android smartphone, and what Nokia has done is it has customized Android 4.1 Jelly Bean and added a custom UI on top of it. So you can see here it has a look of which is pretty similar to what we have on the Windows phone, and the customization are pretty heavy that you might find a lot of lag on many areas. So when you go back to the home screen or the start screen, you can see that there is a delay and there is a lag when switching between apps, and moreover this does not come with the Google Play Store install. So Google apps are missing on this platform, and you need to depend upon the Nokia Store, or you need to root the device and get the the Google Play Store running on this device. So that's one of the biggest disadvantage of having the Nokia X, that you don't get Google services, while with Moto X you get all these things are built in, and you don't have to work on rooting the device to get the Play Store running. So that's one thing which comes once in favor of Moto E, that the performance is really good, and you can see there is no lag on Moto E, but in Nokia X you might feel the lag in many places. We have tested this device for long time now, so almost 2 months, and we feel that going forward you might find this device a bit slow in many of the aspects. Now coming on to the camera performance of these two devices. So Moto E comes with a 5 megapixel camera, but there is no autofocus, as well as there is no flash included. The Nokia X also comes with a 3 megapixel camera, but the good thing is that there is an autofocus unit here, and it does not have a flash either. So both the devices have their own issues with the camera, and we would say that both the devices are really bad in camera aspect, and you don't get really great photos with either of them. But you can't expect a really great performance from a camera on a smartphone in the 7K range. But overall, we say that both the devices are almost similar in the camera aspect. Both are not that great. If you want a camera performance in the same price range, you can try out the Nokia Lumia 525 or the 520, which has a really better camera than these two devices. Now we'll talk about the gaming performance. Since most of the game require at least 1 GB of RAM to have a really great playing experience, the Moto E excels here. It comes with 1 GB of RAM, and you won't feel any lag even while playing heavy graphic rich games like the Asphalt 8 Airborne. And if you see the Nokia X, you can see that there's a lot of lag when playing heavy graphic rich game, and this is attributed to the fact that it has only a dual core processor with 512 MB RAM. So that's one issue which hinders the performance of the Nokia X. The RAM is really bad, and the gaming performance is better on Moto E. So is the overall software aspect and performance. In the camera aspect, both the devices are pretty much similar, and both are good. Both of them are in great camera phones. Now coming on to the call quality, speakers and other aspect, both the devices are pretty good. With Nokia's smartphone, you never have any issues with calling, and also the call reception, and the 3G speeds are also pretty decent on both the devices. Now coming on to the battery performance. So you can see that both the devices are pretty similar in battery as well. The Nokia X comes with, although Nokia X comes with a lower battery, the battery performance is pretty decent on both the devices. You get almost a day on both the devices. We felt that Moto E has slight advantage over Moto X because of the high capacity of the battery. But even the Nokia X has a pretty decent battery life. You get almost a day of usage, the normal usage, with these two phones. So the battery aspect, Moto E has a slight advantage over Nokia X. Even the Nokia X is pretty decent in this battery aspect. Now the overall verdict, which one should I pick? Then the Moto E is priced around 7K, and the Nokia X around the same price, 7K right now. Even though it was launched around 8.5K, now it's running for it's selling for around 7K. So which should I buy? So the one answer to this question is Moto E. Moto E is obviously the superior phone out of these two. Even though in build quality and the design, both the devices are really good, and Nokia X has slight advantage in thickness and the way you hold the device. But the other aspects like performance, camera, gaming, battery life, the Moto E has a slight edge, or rather we would say a clear edge over Nokia X in the performance and software aspect. So if you were to pick one of these two devices, we would definitely suggest Moto E, because Moto E has really good performance and the latest Android with pretty decent battery life, as well as the design and build quality. So that's with a quick comparison of the Moto E with respect to Nokia X. So if you have any specific queries regarding this, drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to your YouTube channel for more updates, and thanks for watching this video.